Okay, so good day, grade 6. So we are now in our last week para po sa ating quarter 1 for mathematics. So our topic for today is about the types of decimal numbers. You are expected to differentiate terminating from repeating, non-terminating decimal quotients. So let us first discuss rational and irrational number. So when we say rational number, it is a number that when written as decimal, either stops or repeats in a pattern. All rational numbers can be written as fractions or decimals. It can be all integers, positive and negative. It can also be zero. So ito po yung mga example ng rational numbers. Kapag sinabi natin rational numbers, pwede natin siyang gawin as decimal, or pwede rin natin siya gawin as fraction. So, kasama rin po sa rational number, yung mga integers. Yung pinag-aralan natin noong nakaraan, yung mga negative, yung zero. So, ito po ay kasama sa ating rational number. Then, kasama rin po ang fraction, syempre. Then, decimal. So, yung decimal po, for example, we have 1 and 25 hundredths. So, kapag ang decimal daw ay ganyan, nag-stop na siya sa 5, wala na siyang kasunod, ito po ay rational number kapag nag-stop na siya. And paano naman pag repeating siya? Yung ganito, halimbawa 1.1111 or 3.3333. So, ito po ay rational din. So, pwede natin siya gawin pa as fraction. Halimbawa, we have 0.3333 and so on po. So, ito po ay walang katapusan. Halimbawa, ito po ay decimal. Pwede natin siya i-write as 0.3 tapos may line sa taas. So, mamaya i-discuss natin kung ano ibig sabihin nun. So, itong line sa taas, ibig sabihin niyan, yung 3 na to, paulit-ulit lang siya. Okay? So, ito po, pag ginawa natin fraction, is equivalent to 3/9. So, pwede nyo po siya i-try, i-divide, para makita kung tama ba siya na siya po ay walang katapusan na 3 ang sagot. Okay? How about 0.22222? So, yan, walang katapusan din. So, pwede natin siya isulat na 0.2 kasi yung 2 yung lagi nauulit. So, lagyan natin ng line sa taas. So, ito po ay equivalent sa 2/9. Okay? So, rational pa rin siya kasi nagagawa pa rin natin siya as fraction. Ano naman po yung irrational number? So, syempre, kabalik na siya ng rational. So, it is a number that when written as a decimal does not end and never repeats. It can never be written as a fraction and it cannot be written as a quotient of 2 integers. So, ano po ba yung mga halimbawa ng irrational number? So, decimal form of an irrational number either terminates or repeats. So, mamaya discuss natin kung ano po yan. The square roots of numbers that are not perfect squares are called irrational number. So, yung square root po, ibig sabihin po nun, pag siya ay maghanap tayo ng factor niya, kailangan pareho yun. Tapos, ipag-multiply natin, dapat yung maging sagot is yung square root na yun. So, mga example po niyan is square root of 2, negative square root of 2. Yung mga square root yan po ay irrational pag hindi po siya makuha natin kung ano yung kanyang square root. Okay? So, for example, we have square root of 9. So, ano ba yung 2 factors na pwede nating ipag-multiply para maging 9? So, dapat pareho. So, ano ba yun? So, yung 3 times 3. So, paano yung square root? So, tatanggalin na natin yung isa, magiging 3 na siya. So, ang square root of 9 is 3. Okay? So, dito, makikita nyo na may equivalent siya na integer. So, kung may equivalent siya na integer, siya po ay rational number. Ngayon, itong mga to, halimbawa, square root of 2, wala naman tayo maisip na number na kapag pinag-multiply natin yung dalawang whole number, na pag pinag-multiply natin, ang sagot ay 2. Di ba? So, kapag kinuha niya square root using your calculator, kasi wala pa naman tayong topic ng square root, so kapag ginamit niya ang calculator at ginawa niya square root niyan, yan po ay decimal na walang katapusan. Tapos, hindi siya paulit-ulit, iba-iba yung value niya. So, ang ibig sabihin nun, siya po ay irrational number. For the learning task 1, let us classify each number as a rational number and an irrational number. Susulat po natin ang R kapag rational number and IR kapag irrational number. So, number 1, negative 6. So, di ba, negative 6 is an integer. So, kapag integer siya, siya po ay rational number. Ang square root of 7. So, ang square root of 7 po ay equivalent kung gagamitan natin ng calcu. So, ito pa equivalent sa 2.645751 and so on. Okay? So, walang katapusan din siya. So, ano po ngayon ang square root of 7? So, ito po ay irrational number. Kasi nakita nyo, mahaba siya, wala siyang katapusan, tapos hindi siya repeating, hindi siya paulit-ulit. Okay? Then, number 3, yung 6 and 4800. So, ito, nagtapos na siya sa 48, sa 8. Okay? So, ito po ay rational. Then, yung pi, ang tawag po dito is pi. So, minsan, ganito yung symbol niya. So, yung pakurba na ganyan, tapos dalawang guhit sa baba. So, yung pi po ay ginagamit natin sa circle. Okay? So, ito yung, ang value po ng pi is, so, value po niya is 3.1415926 and so on. Napakahaba rin po na walang paulit-ulit. So, ito po ay isang irrational number. Then, we have 3/9. So, ang 3/9 po kapag sa decimal is 0.33333 tapos walang katapusan na 3. Okay, so yun po yung value niya. And ito po ay pwede natin isulat na ng ganito. 0.3. Yan. Okay, so siya po ay, so repeating siya. Then, pwede natin siya gawin as fraction. So, ito po ay rational number. So, pag sinabi naman nating terminate, so, di ba terminate? So, ibig sabihin, nagtatapos siya. So, it ends at tumitigil na siya. So, a decimal that end is a terminating decimal. So, tandaan po, terminating decimal ang tawag kapag nag-e-end or nagtatapos na yung decimal. Hindi siya paulit-ulit, hindi siya walang katapusan. Okay? Kapag tumigil siya, so ito po ay terminating decimal. A terminating decimal have a finite number of digits or numbers which come to an end after the decimal point. It is any rational number. So, rational po ang terminating decimal. When you divide the numerator by the denominator and you end up with a remainder of 0, then you have a terminating decimal. So, kapag ang numerator and denominator walang remainder, so yun po ay terminating decimal. For example, we have 1/2. So, ang 1/2, kapag kinuha natin yung decimal niya, 1 divided by 2, ang mukha natin is 5/10. So, nagtapos siya na ganyan. Wala siyang remainder. Okay? So, tapos siya ng ganyan. Yan lang talaga. So, yan po ay rational number na terminating. So, ang repeating naman or non-terminating decimals have an infinite number of digits. So, wala naman siya katapusan na digit repeating. Okay, it is a decimal number that continues endlessly with no group of digits repeated. So when you divide the numerator by the denominator with the remainder that begin to repeat after some point, then you have a repeating or non-terminating decimal. So it can be converted into fraction. So pwede pa din siya i-convert as fraction. So for learning task 2, let us solve and identify if the decimal quotient is a terminating or repeating or non-terminating decimal. So, paano po yun? So, di ba na-discuss na natin yan kung paano mag-divide ng ganyan? So, halimbawa, papakita ko lang yung number 1 kung paano i-solve. So, 3 divided by, so lagi yung unang number, yun pa nasa loob, 20. So, since ang 3 ay hindi pwede i-divide sa 20, lalagay tayo ng decimal point. So, lagyan na natin ng 0 dito sa unan kasi wala naman tayo pwede ilagay. So, dagdag tayo ng 0. So, ilang 20 meron sa 30? Isa lang. So, 1 times 20 is 20. 30 minus 20 is 10. So, may remainder pa din. Dagdag ulit tayo ng 0. Okay, so, baba natin yung 0. So, ilang 20 meron sa 100? We have 5. 5 times 20 is 100. And 100 minus 100 is 0. So, anong type po ng decimal ang 1500s? So, anong type po siya ng decimal? So, ito po ay terminating kasi nag-end siya. Wala na siyang remainder. Hindi na siya yung paulit-ulit. Okay po. Next, we have 9 divided by 40. So, ito po kapag sinolve natin, ang makukuha po natin is 225 thousandths. So, nag-end uli siya sa 5. So, wala na siyang remainder after niyan. So, ito po ay terminating. Next, we have 2 divided by 11. So, ang answer dito sa 2 divided by 11 is 0.181818. So, nakikita nyo, may pattern siya. So, puro 18. Walang katapusan. Okay? So, pag walang katapusan, pwede natin siya lagyan ng dot sa dulo. 3 dot. Okay? So, ito po ay paulit-ulit. So, ano po pag paulit-ulit? So, ito po ay repeating. Siyempre, kasi nga paulit-ulit. So, next ay number 4, 6 divided by 13. So, ang makukuha nating answer dyan ay 0.4615384615 and so on. So, wala ding katapusan. So, ano po ito? So, ito po ay repeating. Then, we have 5 divided by 16. So, ang answer po dito is 0.3125. So, yun lang po. So, ito po ay terminating. Learning task 3. So, let us write the given fractions in decimal numbers or vice versa. So, tandaan po na kapag ang number, ang denominator niya is 9, so ito po ay nagiging repeating kapag decimal. So, kaya po ang answer dito, bakit 6 ang dulo? Kasi po ito ay ni-round off. Pero kung ito pa isusulat natin as repeating, ganito po ang kanyang magiging answer. So, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, then 3 dot. Kasi wala siyang katapusan. Next, we have 3 over 20. So, kapag ito ay ginawa nating decimal, magiging 15 hundredths. Then, yung 2 and 3/4. So, yung 3/4 po kasi, kapag ginawa nating decimal, is 0.75. So, dagdagan natin ng dalawa. So, ano po magiging answer? So, ito po ay 2.75. So, number 4, paano natin naman gagawin to as fraction? So, yung 25 hundredths, So, dito natin lagay sa baba. So, 25 hundreds. So, ilan pong decimal place ang 25 hundreds? So, we have 1, 2. So, dalawang decimal places. So, dalawang 0 yon. So, magiging 100. Okay, so magiging 25 over 100. And then, i-lowest term natin to, divide natin sa 25. Ang makukuha natin is 1/4. Then, number 5. So, siguro itong number 5 ay wala rin katapusan na 333. Kung wala siyang katapusan na 333, edi over 9 siya. So, kaya siya magiging 3 over, ay, pakita muna natin. So, magiging 3 over 9. Okay, so yung 3 over 9, pag siya po ay repeating. Okay? Kasi yung 9, ibig sabihin niya, nag-i-indicate po ito na repeating po yung ating digit na nasa taas. Pag ginawang decimal. Pero kung siya po ay nagtapos na mismo sa 3, which is medyo imposible yon, so magiging 333 over 1,000. Kung talaga nagtapos na siya sa 3. So, vinculum. So, pag sinabi natin vinculum, it is a horizontal line placed over an expression to show that everything below the line is one group. For example, in a decimal number of 0.333, tapos merong vinculum sa taas, this means that 333, which is under the bar, is repeated in the same pattern. This is a repeating non-terminating decimal. So, ganito po yung kanyang itsura. Ibig sabihin yung 333 ay paulit-ulit. So, learning task 4, let us identify what kind of decimal numbers are the following. So, let us choose the letter of the correct answer. Okay, so number 1, we have 0.375 or 375,000. So, nag-end na agad siya. So, ibig sabihin siya po ay terminating. So, and also, hindi siya repeating. So, non-repeating din po siya. Then, number 2. So, ito po, pansin nyo, simula sa 2 hanggang 5, inulit uli siya. So, ito na uli siya. Okay? So, ito po ay repeating. Then, number 3, kung makita nyo may vinculum siya, ibig sabihin, uulit-ulit siya. So, ito po ay repeating. Then, number 5, so, nagtapos na agad siya. So, siya po ay terminating and non-repeating. Then, number 5, so, pansin nyo, ibig sabihin yung 3, 4, 5 ay paulit-ulit na. So, yung mga kasunod sigurong number niyan ay 3, 4, 5 uli. So, ito po ay repeating. The next topic po natin is about problem solving involving division of decimal numbers and money. So after going through this lesson, you are expected to solve routine and non-routine problems involving division of decimals, mixed decimals, and whole numbers including money using appropriate problem-solving strategies and tools. So again, one thing that you have to consider in solving routine and non-routine problems are the different steps in solving it. If you failed to solve it for the first time, don't worry. There is always a second time. Your life won't stop there if you fail to do most of it. So wag po tayong matakot na magkamali sa first time nating mag-solve. Okay? Kung nagkamali tayo, meron pa rin po second time. Huwag po tayong titigil hanggat hindi po natin nakukuha kung ano po yung tama. So, learning task 1, let us read and analyze the given problem. So, Salima bought 6 t-shirts and 4 pairs of pants for 5,000 pesos. If the t-shirts cost 250 pesos each, find the cost of each pair of pants. So, let us first understand the problem. So, ang sabi po dito, so si Salima daw, bumili siya ng 6 na t-shirt at saka 4 na pair ng pants. Ang halaga daw noon, lahat is 5,000 pesos. So, kung ang t-shirt daw po ay nagkakahalaga bawat isa ng 250 pesos, magkano naman daw yung isang pair ng pants? So, first, pag tayo po ay iniintindi natin yung problem, kailangan alamin natin kung ano yung tinatanong. Ano po ba ang tinatanong dito? So, di ba ito yun? So, yung cost ng each pair of pants. So, yung cost ng isang pair ng pants. Then, yung sunod na kailangan natin alamin is ano ba yung mga given. So, marami tayong mga given dito. So, yung 6 t-shirts, yung 4 pairs of pants, yung 5,000 pesos, yung t-shirts, one t-shirt cost 250 pesos each. Then, after natin mag-understand, planuhin naman natin kung ano yung gagawin natin. So, ano po bang operation ang ating gagamitin? So, paano ba natin makukuha ang halaga ng t-shirt? Kung, yung 6 na t-shirt, kung 250 bawat isa. So, syempre, i-multiply natin yung halaga ng isang t-shirt sa 6. Kasi, magkano ba yung 6 na t-shirt? So, multiplication. Paano naman papasok yung subtraction? Siyempre, pag nakuha nyo na yung presyo ng 6 na t-shirt, bawas na natin siya sa 5,000 para makuha natin kung magkano yung binayad naman niya dun sa 4 na pair ng pants. Pag nakuha natin yung 4 na pair ng pants, kung magkano lahat yon, magdi-divide na tayo. Divide naman natin siya sa 4 para makuha natin bawat isa. Magkano ba bawat isa yung pants? So, paano po yan? So, syempre, multiply muna natin yung 6 sa 250. Kulang to. So, ito po ay ito po. So, dapat ito ay 5,000 minus 6 times 250. Kasi yung pag nakuha niya natin yung halaga ng t-shirt, ma-minus muna natin siya sa 5,000. Then, divided by 4 equals n. So, ito po ang kanyang number sentence. Then, isolve na natin siya. So, solve na natin 250 times 6. So, 0 times 6 is 0. 5 times 6 is 30. So, carry 3. 6 times 2 is 12 plus 3 is 15. So, 1,500 po ang halaga ng 6 na t-shirt. So, ibawas natin sa 5,000 pesos. So, ang makukuha po natin dito is 3,500. So, ito po yung halaga ng, ito yung 1,500 ay halaga ng t-shirts. So, 6 na t-shirts. Then, yung 3,500 naman po ay yung halaga ng 4 pairs of pants. Okay? So, itong 3,500, syempre, hati-hatian natin sa 4 kasi alamin natin yung isa lang, yung isang pair ng pants lang ang magkano bawat isa. So, divide natin yung 3,500 sa 4. So, hindi pwede sa 3. So, sa 35 tayo. So, ito po ay 8. 8 times 4 is 32. So, 35 minus 32 is 30. So, bring down 0. So, 30 divided by 4 is 7. 7 times 4 is 28. 30 minus 28 is 2. Bring down 0. So, 20 divided by 4 is 5. 5 times 4 is 20. And 20 minus 20 is 0. So, ibig sabihin, ang isang pair ng pants ay nagkakahalaga ng 875 pesos. So, ito po ang ating answer. So, in solving routine and non-routine problems let us follow the following steps. First, let us understand and analyze the problem. Then, let us determine the given data or facts. Then, identify the operations to be used to solve the problem. Write the number, sentence, and solve. Then, check your answer. Review and look back if the answer satisfies the problem. Learning task 2, let us solve the following problem. Mang Simon has 1,548 eggs to be delivered to the sari-sari store. If the eggs are to be placed in small trays with 12 eggs each, how many trays will be needed? So, meron daw pong 1,548 na eggs na i-deliver. Kung ilalagay na sa small tray, ang bawat egg, ang isang tray ay naglalaman ng 12 egg, ilang tray po ang kailangan? So, ito po ay division kasi hati-hatiin natin yung 1,548 eggs sa tig to 12 para malaman natin kung ilang tray ang kailangan. So, 1,548 divided by 12. So, 15 divided by 12 is 1. 1 times 12 is 12. 15 minus 12 is 3. Bring down 4. So, 34 divided by 12, 2. So, dalawa lang. 2 times 12 is 24. Then, 34 minus 24 is 10. Bring down 8. Then, 108 divided by 12 is 9. 9 times 12 is 108. And 108 minus 108 is 0. So, ang answer po natin dito is 129 trays. So, ito po yung kailangan para malagay lahat sa tray ang 1,548 na eggs. Then, Mang Carlos has 10 and 5/10 hectares of land. He wants to divide it into 1 and 5/10 hectares each for his sons. How many sons does Mang Carlos have? So, dito nakita naman natin kung anong operation. Hahati-hatiin yung 10.5 sa tigwa 1.5 para sa kanyang mga anak. So, ilang anak meron siya? So, divide natin ang 10.5 sa 1.5. So, naalala kapag decimal yung divisor, so, i-move natin yung decimal point dito. So, ito po ay mapupunta din dito. Okay, so, nandito po ang ating decimal point. Ngayon, so, isulat natin siya para yung mas malinaw sa 15. Magiging 15. Yan, tapos ito ay 105. So, 105 divided by 15 is 7. 7 times 15 is 105, and 105 minus 105 is 0. So, ang answer po natin dito is 7 sons. Ibig sabihin, may 7 anak si Mang Carlos. Amy bought 9.8 meters of Gina satin cloth. 1/5 of the cloth was damaged by rats, and the rest was used to make 7 similar blouses. Yung first question is, how much cloth did she use for each blouse? So, ano po ang una natin gagawin dito? Siyempre, ito yung nabili ni Amy, 9.8 meters, pero yung 1/5 daw noon ay nasira ng daga. So, paano po natin siya gagawin? So, ang 1/5 ay equivalent po sa 0.2. So, 0.2 po ang equivalent nito. So, i-minus muna natin ang 9.8. Ay, hindi pala minus. So, ito po ay multiply kasi ang nakalagay 1/5 of the cloth. So, 1/5 daw po no 9.8 meters. So, ito po ay multiply natin sa 0.2. Ang makukuha po natin is 1.96. So, ito po yung nasira ng daga. So, ito po yung nasira ng daga. So, ibawas natin sa 9.8 yung nasira ng daga, ilan na lang kaya yung matitira? So, minus 1.96. So, dagdag tayo ng 0 dito sa taas. So, ito po ay magiging 10. Ito ay magiging 17. At ito po ay magiging 8. So, 10 minus 6 is 4. 17 minus 9 is 8. And 8 minus 1 is 7. So, ito po yung natira. So, kung 7.84 po ang natira, and dun sa 7.84 ay nakagawa siya ng 7 blouses, ilan pong cloth ang ginamit niya kada blouse? So, yung 7.84 po, i-divide natin sa 7. So, tapat natin yung decimal point. 7 divided by 7 is 1. So, 1 times 7 is 7. 7 minus 7 is 0. So, bring down 8. 8 divided by 7 is 1. 1 times 7 is 7. 8 minus 7 is 1. Bring down 4. 14 divided by 7 is 2. 2 times 7 is 14. And 14 minus 14 is 0. So, ibig sabihin, sa letter A, ang cloth na nagamit niya kada isang blouse is 1.12 meters. Then, sa letter B, kung nabenta niya daw yung yung bawat blouse, nagkakahalaga ng 178 pesos and 25 centavos, how much money would she receive in all? So, ilang blouse po ba ang kanyang nagawa? Diba, 7? So, kada isang blouse daw ay ito yung halaga. So, i-multiply natin siya sa 7 para makuha natin kung magkano lahat yung kanyang kinita. So, 178.25 times 7. So, 7 times 5 is 35. So, carry 3. 7 times 2 is 14 plus 3 is 17. Carry 1. 7 times 8 is 56 plus 1 is 57. So, carry 5. 7 times 7 is 49 plus 5 is 54. So, carry 5. And 7 times 1 is 7 plus 5 is 12. So, let us count the decimal places. So, after ng decimal point, we have 1, 2. So, dalawang decimal places. So, starting from the right. So, punta tayong kaliwa. 1, 2. So, nandito po ang ating decimal point. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, lahat ng, pag nabenta lahat yung 7 blouses, ang kanyang kikitain is 1,247 and 75 centavos. So, learning task 3, so same pa rin, tayo po ay magsasolve ng problem. So, every Sunday, JB carries water for fish vendors at 22 pesos and 50 centavos per pail. How many pails of water did he carry if he earned 382 pesos and 50 centavos on a Sunday? Kada isang timba daw nagkakahalaga ng 22 and 50 centavos. So, kung itong kinita niya, ilan pong timba o ilang pail ng water po ang kanyang nabuhat? Sa division po ito. So, 382 and 50 centavos divided by 22 and 50 centavos. So, ang divisor na naman natin ay decimal. So, gawin natin whole number. So, i-move down natin yung decimal point. So, 1, 2. So, kung nag-move tayo sa divisor, ganoon din dito. Dalawang beses din po. 1, 2. Okay, so kaya magiging whole number lahat siya. So, magiging 2,250 divided by 3,8,2,5,0. So, 3,825 divided by 2,250 is 1. 1 times 2,250 is 2,250. So, susubtract natin. So, magiging 5, 7, 5, 1. Then, baba natin yung 0. So, 15,750 divided by 2,250 is equal to, so yun po ay 7. And 7 times 2,250 is 15,750. And kapag pinag-minus natin is 0. So, walang remainder. So, ibig sabihin, nagbuhat si JB ng 17 pails of water. Okay, so ito po yung ating answer. Number 2, Ray has 21 and 21.25 kilograms of coffee. He wants to put 0.25 kilograms of coffee per bag. How many bags does he need? So, ang isang bag po ay naglalaman ng 2,500 kilograms. Meron po siyang 21.25. So, ilan pong bag kaya ang kailangan para mailagay po lahat ito sa bag? So, ito po ay division ulit. So, 21.25 divided by 0.25. So, i-move uli natin yung decimal place ng divisor, 1, 2. So, dito rin po, 1, 2. So, kaya ito ay magiging 2,125 divided by 25. So, hindi pwede sa 21, so sa 212. So, divided by 25 is 8. And 8 times 25 is 200. So, 212 minus 200 is 12. Bring down 5. And 125 divided by 25 is 5. So, 5 times 25 is 125. And kapag sinabtract is 0. So, ang answer natin is 85 bags. So, ito po yung answer. Then, number 3, Gwen has 4 times as much money as her sister. If Gwen has 604 pesos and 80 centavos, how much money does her sister have? So, mas madami ng 4 times ang kay Gwen kaysa sa kanyang kapatid. Kung ang kay Gwen ay ito, so, magkano daw yung sa sister niya? So, divide natin sa 4. Kasi, ito po ay 4 times na nung sa sister niya. So, 604.80 divided by 4. So, hindi na tayo mag-move ng decimal point kasi whole number naman yung divisor. So, 6 divided by 4 is 1. 1 times 4 is 4. Then, 6 minus 4 is 2. Bring down 0. So, 20 minus 4 is, 20 divided by 4 is 5. 5 times 4 is 20. 20 minus 20 is 0. So, bring down 4. 4 divided by 4 is 1. 1 times 4 is 4. So, ito po ay 0 ulit. So, tapat natin yung decimal point. So, bring down 8. So, 8 divided by 4 is 2. 2 times 4 is 8. So, 8 minus 8 is 0. Then, so, itaas na natin yung 0 kasi wala na naman siyang idadagdag. So, ang answer po dito is 151 pesos and 20 centavos. Ito po yung sa sister niya. Number 4, Joy is planning to buy a new cell phone worth 14,552 pesos and 75 centavos. She tries to save 582 pesos and 11 centavos a week. So, kada linggo from her allowance. How many weeks will it take her to save the amount enough to buy the cellphone? So, kada linggo, ito yung kanya sinisave, ito yung halaga ng cellphone. So, ilang linggo kaya niya iipunin kung ganito lagi yung kanyang iipunin kada linggo? So, ilang linggo kaya yun bago niya makompleto yung 14,000. So, ito po ay division ulit. So, 14,552.75. So, divided by 582.11. So, adjust natin yung decimal point kasi ito ay decimal. So, 1, 2. So, kaya siya magiging 1455275 divided by 58211. So, ito po ay 2. Then, 2 times 58,211 is 116,422. Then, subtract natin. So, yung 55275, hindi pala kasama pa yung 5. 27 minus 116,422 is 29,105. So, bring down natin yung 5 pa. So, magiging 291,055 divided by 58211 is 5. So, pag may nag-multiply, yun pa rin po yung answer, 291,055. So, pag pinag-minus is 0. So, ibig sabihin, kailangan niya ng 25 weeks para mabuo yung 14,000 plus. Number 5, yesterday, Sally took a trip to visit some family. She covered a total of 135.75 miles without making any stops along the way, and it took her exactly 1.25 hours to arrive at her destination. At what average speed did she arrive? So, divide lang natin yung distance sa time. So, we have 135.75 divided by 1.25. So, since decimal ang divisor, so adjust natin 1, 2, 1, 2. So, kaya ito ay magiging 13575 divided by 125. So, ito po ay 1. 1 times 125 is 125. So, 135 minus 25, 125 is 10. So, bring down 7. So, hindi pwedeng i-divide na 107 sa 125. So, 0. So, baba natin yung 5. So, 10, 7, 5. So, 1,075 divided by 125 is 8. So, 8 times 125 is 1,000. And 1,075 minus 1,000 is 75. So, may remainder pa rin. So, paano po gagawin doon? Dagdag tayo ng decimal point at saka ng 0 para mayroon tayo ibababa dito. And 750 divided by 125 is 6. 6 times 125 is 750. And kapag pinag-minus is 0. So, ibig sabihin, ang average speed ng dinrive or biniyahe ni Sally is 108.6 miles per hour. So, ito po yung pag-speed. So, yan po ang unit. So, learning task 4, let us identify the following word problems below as routine, non-routine, multi-step routine, multi-step non-routine. Pag sinabi natin routine, so ito po ay meron lang siyang one operation at madali lang siyang sagutan. So, pwede siya yung 4-step in problem solving natin. Then, yung non-routine naman, yung pwede tayong gumamit ng mga illustrations, ng mga models. So, hindi kailangan ng isosolve talaga natin using the 4 operations. So, ito po yung non-routine. Pag sinabi natin multi-step routine, so ito naman po, madaming operation, pero pwede natin siya isolve using yung 4 operations natin. At yung multi-step non-routine, ito naman, madami siyang technique, pero hindi mo naman kailangan ng operation. So, pwedeng gumamit ka ng mga trial and error, pwede ka rin gumamit ng mga illustrations. So, yun po yung non-routine. So, identify lang natin to. So, number 1, Jenny saves 107 pesos and 65 centavos a week. How long will it take her to save 1,614 pesos and 75 centavos? So, ito, division lang to. So, ito po ay A, routine. Kasi isang operation lang siya at saka madali siyang sagutan. The number 2, the product of two numbers is 132. If one factor is 6, what is the other factor? So, ito naman, may dalawa daw number. So, pag pinag-multiply, 132. Ang isa daw number ay 6. Ano daw yung isa pang number? So, ito po ay parang pang M-top yung tanong, di ba? So, pwede natin siya gamitan ng ibang technique bukod sa for operation. So, ito po ay isang example ng non-routine. Number 3, I am thinking of a number. Thrice my number minus 4 equals 44. What is my number? So, tatlong beses ng kanyang number, tapos minus ng 4, ang sagot daw ay 44. So, parang pang-MTOP din to, tapos napakadaming step ang kailangan gawin. So, ito po ay letter D, multi-step non-routine po siya. Number 4, there are 20 girls and 19 boys who will equally share the expenses for a bus trip that costs 4,504 pesos and 50 centavos. How much will each pay? So, paano naman to? So, para ang paghahatian is 4,504 pesos and 50 centavos ng 20 girls and 19 boys. Siyempre, alamin muna natin kung magkano yung, kung ilan lahat yung mga bata. So, 20 plus 19, so i-add muna natin. Then, i-divide natin siya dito. So, dalawang step na siya. So, ito po ay multi-step routine. Kasi magpa-plus tayo, tapos mag-divide. Dito naman, Lay has a necklace. So, 8.3 grams, a ring 6.5 grams, a bracelet 10 grams, and an earring 5.5 grams. If she sold this to an amount of 15,300 pesos, how much does each gram cost? So, dito parang katulad din ng number 4. So, total natin kung ilan lahat yung timbang no mga alahas ni Lay. Then, divide sa 15,300 para makuha yung answer. So, dalawang step din to, addition and division. So, ito pa ay letter C, multi-step routine. So, ito naman po yung pangatlo nating topic. Multi-step routine and non-routine problems involving division and any of the other operations of decimals, mixed decimals, and whole numbers, including money, using appropriate problem-solving strategies and tools. Kung makikita niyo sa module, ito yung nakalagay. Problem solving involving multiplication. So, nagkamali lang ng title dyan, pero ang topic talaga is ito. Multi-step routine and non-routine problems. So, after going through this lesson, you're expected to solve multi-step routine and non-routine problems involving division and any of the other operations of decimals, mixed decimals, and whole numbers, including money, using appropriate problem-solving strategies and tools. So the different steps that you have learned in the previous lessons on how to solve problems will help you to go through with the different types of multi-step routine and non-routine problems. So first, So learning task 1, let us complete the given questions. So Lawrence is a businessman. Every last week of November, he deposits 82,920 pesos and 50 centavos for the Christmas bonus of his employees. So yun po yung dinedeposit niya para sa Christmas bonus sa kanyang mga employees. So each employee receives 6,378 pesos and 50 centavos. Ito po yung nare-receive sa Christmas bonus. Ilang employees kaya meron si Lawrence? So ano ba tinatanong dito? So yung number of employees. Then, anong given? So, we have yung 82,000 at saka ito yung kabuuang Christmas bonus, tapos ito yung makukuha ng bawat isang employee. Ano naman pong operation ang gagamitin? So, ito po ay division. Ano po number sentence? So, yan po ang number sentence natin. Then, isosolve po natin. So, ito po ay magiging 82,920.50. So, divided by, so hindi nagkasya. So, 6,378.50. So, ito pa i-adjust natin ng dalawa. So, dito rin po. So, kaya siya magiging, ito ay maging 6,378.50 divided by 82,920.50. So, ito po ay 1. Then, 6,378.50. So, 82,920.5 minus 6,378.50 is 191,355. So, bring down 0. So, ito po, pag dinivide natin is 3. Then, pag multiply natin is 191. So, 3,550. So, pag minus is 0. Okay, so ibig sabihin si Lawrence po ay mayroong 13 employees. So, to create a word problem naman, sa paggagawa naman tayo ng word problem, so let us analyze the way you would solve it yourself. Use the given data stated in forming a question and decide on the best method or solution to use to get an answer. So, gagamitin nyo syempre yung given na data. So, for example, let us create a problem using this data. 12,528 guavas harvested, 24 guavas in a basket, total number of baskets used. So, pwedeng ganito po ang problem natin. So, there are 12,528 guavas harvested. So, ito yun. Each basket has 24 guavas. What is the total number of baskets used? So, ito po yun. So, yan po. So, itong tatlong to na ilagay natin sa problem. So, learning task 2, let us create a problem using the given data. So, ito naman po, so, magbibigay lang ako ng sample na problem na aking ginawa. Then, pwede po kayo mag-iba ng problem, pero dapat kasama pa rin yung mga given na nandyan. So, ito po yung given natin. So, ito po ang magiging problem. For example, so, Mang Kanor earns 1,275 pesos from selling newspaper. So, ito po yun. One newspaper costs 25 pesos. Then, since walang tanong dito sa given natin, naisip ako ng tanong, so how many newspapers were sold? So, ito naman po yung given natin, 13 children, 117 apples. Apples are divided equally. So, there are 117 apples that will be given to 13 children. So, nakita nyo dito sa sentence na to, dalawa agad. How many apples will each child receive if the apples will be divided equally? Ito, may kulang to. Kailangan question mark dito. Okay, so yan po yung problem. So, nandito lahat yung given. So, learning task 3, let us solve the given problems. So, Lauren has 60 pens stored in boxes. If there are 5 boxes, how many pens must go in each box? So, divide lang natin yung 60 sa 5. Kasi yung 60 pens, ilalagay natin sa 5 box. So, ilang pens po meron sa kada isang box? So, 6 divided by 5 is 1. 1 times 5 is 5. 6 minus 5 is 1. Bring down 0. So, 10 divided by 5 is 2. 2 times 5 is 10. Then, 10 minus 10 is 0. So, ibig sabihin, meron pong 12 pens sa kada box. Number 2. Orum is inviting 16 friends to a party. He has 64 cakes. Napakaraming cakes. How many cakes will each friend get? So, kung 16 ang friends niya, tapos may 64 cakes, ibibigay niya doon equally, ilan po kada isang friend, ilang cake po ang makukuha ng bawat isang friend? So, ito pa ay division. So, 64 divided by 16. So, ito po ay 4. 4 times 16 is 64. And 64 minus 64 is 0. So, meron pong 4 cakes bawat isang friend ni Orum. Art's rectangular garden is 25.5 meters long and 18.5 meters wide. If his fence needs posts that are 2 meters apart, how many posts does he need? So, unang gagawin natin dito is to find muna yung perimeter ng rectangular garden. So, paano po kukunin yun? So, yung length na 25.5, ita-times po natin sa 2. At ganoon din po yung width. So, ita-times din po natin sa 2. Then, kukunin natin yung sum ng parehong product. Okay, so 25.5 times 2. So, ito po ay 10, carry 1. So, 5 times 2 is 10, plus 1 is 11. Carry 1. So, 2 times 2 is 4, plus 1 is 5. So, may isang decimal place. So, ito po ay 51. Then, dito naman po tayo sa 18.5 times 2. So, 2 times 5 is 10. So, carry 1. 8 times 2 is 16, plus 1 is 17. Carry 1. 2 times 1 is 2, plus 1 is 3. So, 1 decimal place 10. So, 51 plus 37 is 88. So, ito po yung perimeter. So, kapag nagawa tayo ng rectangular garden, so yung distance po simula dito hanggang paikot is 88 meters. Yung kada post daw is 2 meters apart. So, divide lang natin sa 2. So, ito pa ay divided by 2. So, ang post na kailangan natin is 44 post. So, ito po ang kailangan para doon sa ating rectangular garden. Then, number 4. So, the gross sales in selling sweet potato is 2,450 pesos. Each kilo of sweet potato costs 12 pesos and 50 centavos. How many kilos of sweet potato were sold? So, ang kabuuan po, ang benta niya is 2,450 and kada isang potato po ay 12 pesos and 50 cents. So, ilan pong kilos ng sweet potato po ang nabenta? So, divide po natin ang 2,450 sa 1250. So, since ang divisor natin is decimal, move natin ang dalawa, 1, 2. So, dito din po, dalawang move din tayo. 1, 2. So, since may space, dagdagan natin ng 0. So, kaya ito ay magiging 245,000 divided by 1,250. So, ito po ay 1. So, 1 times 1,250. So, ito po ay 0, 0, 2, 1. So, bring down 0. So, 12,000 divided by 1,250 is 9. So, 1,250 times 9 is 11,250. So, 12,000 minus 11,250 is, so ito po ay 5. Ito po ay 7. So, 750. Bring down 0. So, 7,500 divided by 1,250 is 6. And 6 times 1,250 is 7,500. 7,500 minus 7,500 is 0. So, ang answer mo dito is 196 kilos. Then, last, Mr. Abner buys 12 gallons of pale green paint to do up the exteriors of his home. He is billed a total of 7,199 pesos and 40 centavos for his purchase. How much each gallons cost? So, 12 gallons, ito yung binayaran niya. So, magkano kada isang gallon? So, ito po ay 7,199.40 divided by 12. Okay, so 71 divided by 12 is 5. 5 times 12 is 60. 71 minus 60 is 11. Bring down 9. Then 119 divided by 12 is 9. 9 times 12 is 108. And 119 minus 108 is 11. So, bring down 9 ulit. So, ito po ay 9. Siyempre, so, ulit lang natin. So, 108. So, ito po ay magiging 11. So, bring down 4. 114 divided by 12. So, tapat muna natin yung decimal point dito. So, ito po ay 9. So, 108. 114. So, lagyan na natin dito. 114 minus 108 is 6. So, bring down 0. So, 60 divided by 12 is 5. And 5 times 12 is 60. 60 minus 60 is 0. So, ang answer natin dito is 599 pesos and 95 centavos. Ito po yung presyo ng bawat galon. So, a multi-step routine problem solving involves using two or more arithmetic operations to solve problems that are practical in nature. So, a multi-step non-routine problem is any complex problem that requires some degree of creativity or originality to solve. It is typically do not have an immediate apparent strategy for solving the problems because it can be solved in multiple ways and it requires HATS questions. So, learning task 4, let us choose the letter of the correct answer. So, dito, I am thinking of a number. Thrice my number minus 8 equals 88. What is my number? So, ano po kayang number yon? So, i-represent natin siya. Thrice my number. So, 3 times n. So, triple daw ng number, minus 8 is equal daw sa 88. So, gawin natin, moving backward tayo. So, dito tayo magsisimula. Kung 88, pag binainosan daw ito, magiging 88. So, idagdag natin siya, ibalik natin siya dito. So, kabaliktaran ng minus is plus. So, siya ay magiging 88 plus 8. So, ito po ay 96. So, dito, 3 times n. Ano kabaligtaran ng times? Yun po ay divide. So, divide natin ito sa 3 para makuha natin yung n. So, 96 divided by 3 is 32. So, may 32 pa dito. So, ito po. So, i-check natin. So, kung 32 yung n, so ang 32 times 3 is 96. Minus 8 is 88. So, nag-moving backwards lang tayo. So, dito, nag-minus siya, plus muna natin. Then, dito, nag-multiply, divide naman natin siya. So, moving backwards. So, ito po ay non-routine. Number 2, the mass of a plastic container together with 24 baseball is 19 and 25 kilograms. If the mass of the container is 15,770 grams, what is the mass of each baseball in kilograms? So, i-convert muna natin ito sa kilograms. So, ito naman po ay, ang isang kilogram ay equivalent sa 1,000 grams. So, move lang natin to ng tatlo. So, 1, 2, 3. So, ibig sabihin, ang container po ay nagtitimbang ng 15.77 kilograms. So, kung 15.77 ang mass ng container and pag pinagsama yun kasama yung baseball is 19.25, ano yung mass ng baseball? So, i-minus muna natin yung 19.25 sa 15.77. So, 19.25 minus 15.77. 5 minus 7, so ito ay magiging 15, kaya magiging 8. So, nang hiram dito, so magiging 1, manghihiram ulit dun sa 9, magiging 11 na to. Ito magiging 8. So, 11 minus 7 is 4. And 8 minus 5 is 3. And 1 minus 1 is 0. So, 3.48. Yun po ay yung timbang ng 24 baseball. And tinatanong is bawat isang baseball. So, divide natin yung 3.48 sa 24. So, hindi pwede sa 3. So, lagyan natin ng 0, then decimal. So, 34 divided by 24 is 1. 1 times 24 is 24. 34 minus 24 is 10. Bring down 8. 108 divided by 24 is 4. 4 times 24 is 96. And 108 minus 96 is 12. So, may remainder pa rin. Dagdag tayo ng 0. So, bring down 0 tayo dito. So, 120 divided by 24 is 5. And 5 times 24 is 120. 120 minus 120 is 0. So, ang answer is 0.145. So, ito po siya. Letter A. Number 3. Mang Cedric brought 2 bags of garlic to market. One bag weighed 8 kilograms and the other bag weighed 6.5 kilograms. He repacked the garlic in plastic bags of 0.25 kilogram per pack and sold each pack for 43 pesos and 75 centavos. How much will he get if all of the packs were sold? So, alamin muna natin kung ano yung timbang lahat ng bags. So, merong 8 at saka 6.5. So, kapag pinagsama yung 8 at saka yung 6.5, so meron tayong 14.5. So, ito lahat yung timbang ng garlic. So, yun daw ay nirepack ni Mang Cedric sa mga plastic bag. Ang laman ng bawat plastic bag is 0.25 kilograms. So, divide natin yung 14.5 sa 0.25. So, i-adjust natin dito. 1, 2. So, dito rin 1, 2. So, lagay tayo ng 0 dito. Okay, so kaya siya magiging 1,450 divided by 25. 145 divided by 25 is 5. 5 times 25 is 125. 145 minus 125 is 20. Bring down 0. And 200 divided by 25 is 8. 8 times 25 is 200. And 200 minus 200 is 0. So, ibig sabihin, 58 po yung lahat ng pack na narepack ni Mang Cedric. Ngayon, kada pack daw po is nagkakahalaga ng 43.75. So, 58 packs yon. So, magkano lahat yon? So, multiply natin yung 58 sa 43.75. So, hindi ko na ipapakita kung paano i-solve yung multiplication. So, makukuha po natin dito sa 58 times 43.75 is 2,537 and 50 centavos. So, letter D. Okay, so para sa number 4, we have 5 mangoes and 1 apple cost 77.50. 1 mango and 5 apples cost 111.50. How much does each mango cost? So, ito po ay non-routine. So, pwede rin gumamit ng trial and error. So, since ito naman yung mga choices natin, i-substitute lang natin. Ito kasi yung mango tinatanong. So, i-substitute natin yung halaga ng mango doon sa ating equations. Okay, so dito, 5 mangoes. So, 5 mango, 1050 isa. So, magkano po iyon lahat? So, 1050 times 5. So, ito po ay 52.5. So, kung 52.5 ang mango, ang total daw dapat nito ay 77.50. Ilan yung apple? Magkano yung sa apple? So, i-minus lang natin 77.50 minus 52.5. So, makukuha natin dito sa apple is 25. So, kung dito, 25 ang isang apple, itapat natin dito. So, kung 25 isang apple, times daw natin sa 5. 25 times 5 is 125. So, dito daw ay 1050 daw siya, di ba? So, ang total po kaya nito is 111.50. So, yung 125 plus 1050 is 135.5. So, ibig sabihin, hindi siya tama. Hindi tama yung 1050 kasi hindi tayo nag-match sa huli. So, hindi na po yung 1050. I-try naman natin yung letter B, 1150. So, kung 1150 ang isang mango, magkano yung 5 mango? So, 5 times 1150 is 5750. Kung 5750 ang mango, ang total nito ay 7750. So, magkano yung apple? So, 5750 minus 7750 is 20. So, ito po ay pag 1150, ano po? So, kung 20 ang isang apple, magkano yung 5 apple? So, ito po ay 100. So, kapag in-add ba natin yung 100 plus 1150 ay 11150? Yes po. So, ibig sabihin, tama yung letter B. Kasi nag-match siya. Number 5, Samuel caught 3 big fish weighing 20.5, 15.25, and 18.75. He kept 13.25 kilograms for his family and delivered the rest equally in 5 markets in Lucena City. How many kilograms were delivered to each market? So, una natin gagawin is isolve muna kung gaano ba kabigat yung tatlong fish, kung anong total na timbang nila. So, i-add natin yung 20.5 plus 15.25 plus 18.75. So, pag in-add natin yung 20.5 plus 15.25 plus 18.75, ang makukuha po natin dito is 54.5. So, ito po yung timbang ng tatlong fish. Ngayon, tinago niya daw yung 13.25 nito. So, 13.25 ng 54.5 para sa kanyang family. So, pag tinago niya, so yun po ay binawa. So, may minus natin. So, 54.5 minus 13.25. So, ito po ay minus. So, kapag pinag-minus po natin yung dalawa, so, makukuha po natin is 41.25. Okay, so 41.25. So, ito daw pong 41.25, dineliver niya sa 5 market. So, magkano daw, ilan daw pong kilograms na dineliver niya bawat market? So, dinivide niya equally sa 5 market itong 41.25. So, i-divide po natin. So, 41.25 divided by 5. So, 41 divided by 5 is 8. 8 times 5 is 40. And 41 minus 40 is 1. Bring down 12. Bring down 2. So, 12 divided by 5 is 2. 2 times 5 is 10. And 12 minus 10 is 2. So, bring down 5. 25 divided by 5 is 5. 5 times 5 is 25. And 25 minus 25 is 0. So, ang decimal point dito is dito kasi yung tapat ng 41.25. So, ibig sabihin, kada isang market ay nag-deliver siya ng 8.25 kilograms. So, dyan pa nagtatapos yung ating final lesson para sa ating first quarter. So, I hope po marami kayo natutunan dito and see you po again sa ating second quarter.